Hello my dear students, I warmly welcome you to CS Digital Classes. In this video, we are going to solve some problems from our topic statements and truth table. So let us start. So first of all, our first question is, if P and Q are two statements, then this statement will be what? This particular statement will be what? Will it be a tautology? Will it be a contradiction? Will it be a converse, or will it be a inverse? So what is this tautology? What is this contradiction? Whenever all the statements are true, whenever our answer all the statements are true, then it is called as tautology. When all of the statements are false, then it is called as contradiction. So what we have to do now is we have to write the truth table for this particular question. So let us write it. So the truth table for this question is written like this. So I have taken two statements and I have written the possibilities of all these two statements, which is if P is true, Q is also true. Then if P is true, then Q is false. If P is false, Q is true. If P is false, Q is also false. Now negation P. Negation P is what? Negation P is nothing but the reverse of or the negative of the P. So if P is true, negation P is false. If P is true, negation P is false. If P is false, negation P is true. In the same way, negation Q is written. Now what we have to do now is we have to check the symbols of and are. So whenever we are doing or solving the and, we should remember that in and condition, if two truths are coming, only when 2 times true is coming, then only it will become true. So in and condition, I can say that true and true gives true, remaining all gives what? False. In the same way, in or condition, false or false. In false condition, false or, which is r is written like this, false or false gives false, remaining all gives true. So false or false gives false, remaining all gives true. So let us see. So now what I am checking is I am checking P and negation Q. So this is P and this is negation Q, and the relation between them is and. So and says that if it has both truths, then only it is true. So let us see, this is true, this is false, so it is written as false. This is true, this is also true, therefore it is written as true. Then remaining all statements are false. Now what we have to check is we have to check the or relation between Q and negation P. Negation P or Q. So negation P, here true is there, here also true is coming. In the same way, here in the second statement there are two false, then false is coming. So after writing this, completing this table, what I have to do now is I have to check the and condition between these two. So after checking the and condition, I can say that all of these statements are coming as false. So if all of the statements are coming as false, then it is called as what? Then it is called as contradiction. So our answer is what? Option B, which is contradiction. Okay. Now coming to the next question, which is when is the statement negation P and negation Q true? So here he is asking, when is this particular statement true? So we know that in and, this is true when and only both the statements are true. So if both the statements are true, then this complete statement is true. So we can say that negation P or negation Q implies true is equals to true when negation P is true and negation Q is also true. Negation Q is also true. So if negation P is equals to true, then P is what? P is false, because negation P is negative of or the reverse of P. So here, so our answer is what? If P is false and Q is true, then this statement is true. So which is, if P is false and Q is true, then this particular statement is what? True. Now coming to the next question. So this question is the converse of the following statement. We have to tell what is the converse of the statement. Converse is nothing but to reverse it. So if a triangle is equilateral triangle, then it is isosceles triangle. So the reverse of this is, if a triangle is equilateral, then it is isosceles. The reverse of this is, if a triangle is isosceles, then it is equilateral, which is option 1. If a triangle, the reverse of this is, if a triangle is isosceles, then it is equilateral. So here he is asking to converse it, not to check whether it is correct or not. So the converse of this is this first option. Now coming to the next question, which is, which of the following statement is true? We know that and in and, if two truths are there, then only it will be true. So what we have to check is in which options both the statements are true. So the first statement is 5 3s are 15. 15 is not equals to 8. So this is ruled out. 5 plus 3 is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8 and 1 into 0 is 0. But here given as 10. So this is also ruled out because the second statement is false. Now 5 plus 3 is what? 8 and 1 plus 2 is 3. So here both the statements are true. So the option C will give us the answer as true. So these are the questions of our topic statements and truth tables. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you want to practice more questions on this topic, you can go into this particular section and practice some more questions.